listening to the Not So Christian in Me show, starring Southern Girl.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Not So Christian and Me show. I'm your host, Southern Girl Denise, and it is Monday, November 7th. And guess what? Tomorrow is voting day. So please, guys, get out and vote. That's what today's topic is all about. Voting, the importance of voting. Guys, we need you to go out and vote. And we have a special guest that's in the building. She's no stranger to the Not So Christian and Me show. She actually been on the show before on our TV platform. Without further ado, please help me welcome Miss Monica Singh for Harris County Civil Court at Law number 4 to the building.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you
Okay.
having me again and again. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
no problem. I love your energy and I love talking to you. And you just
Thank
make
you.
the conversation easy, especially when you talk about law. A lot of people may feel like it's kind of boring, but you make it exciting and you make it easy for us to understand it. And I just want you to just jump on in here and tell my viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Monica Singh, and as you've heard, I am no stranger to this show. So I'm very
Mm.
excited to be back here. I'm a native Houstonian. I was born and raised here. My husband is also from Houston. We have 2 children that are teenage boys. And so I've been practicing law for over 20 years. And now I've put my name in the hat to be your next judge of Harris County Civil Court at Law number 4.
Okay, look at you. She did that really fast.
Ah, got it all under control now.
Right.
It's the last day.
So why did you want to go into the law field?
Well, this is a great question because I came from an immigrant family where my parents came here to assimilate and kind of live the American dream and figure it out. And our community was only exposed to certain professions, like engineering and doctor and, architects or whatever have you. And when I was just in middle school, something about the civil rights movement and history and just social studies and all that really moved me in a way that I was like, this is democracy. This is America. This is what we need to do. We need to change and move with it. So I knew that I did not belong in the science and math arena. I belonged in this space. And from then, I mean, really, there wasn't anything that made me feel deterred in the option of going into law. I just was really passionate about the study for it. And so, and that's what I pursued. So actually, I'm a part of the Sikh faith. And I'm the first Sikh attorney in Houston. So, because my parents moved here in the 70s and there weren't very many Sikh families, we're up to 5,000 now, but that's how big of a deal it was for my community for me to go down this path.
So tell us a little bit about civil court at law number 4. What type of court is this? What do you guys specialize in?
It's a great question. A lot of people wonder how it fits in because whenever we hear narratives and whenever we hear things on TV or whatever, they're usually talking about criminal courts. And the civil court system is actually also very vibrant and something that everyday people use and don't realize it. This court system hears anything that's up to $250,000 in dispute. So if you get in a fight with your business partner and you sue each other, if you're in a car accident case.
So more like civil,
It's civil. And so even the biggest cases in the docket that you hear are the eviction cases. So if there's, if you're a landlord or a tenant, vice versa, and you don't like the decision that was made in the justice of the peace level, you appeal it, it comes to this county court position. So that's also another arena of cases that we hear in condemnation cases. So again, things that affect people in everyday life, but you don't hear about it because it's not as, Dateline specific or whatever else that makes it exciting for people to hear about. But this is something that affects people.
Oh, wow. I'm glad that you broke that down like that because a lot of people don't hear about those particular courthouses and stuff. So that's good. Now, which election is this coming up on November 8th?
So this is the midterm election,
Okay.
and it's different than what we call the presidential election. So people get fired up about the presidential election every 4 years because we elect the president of the United States. This is what we call a midterm election, and the reason it's important for Texans is we're electing our new governor as well. And while the presidential election is very important, it's federal. Everyday things that you go through are always local based. It's things that you local law, local changes, all that affects your day-to-day life. So yes, federal laws are important, federal elections are important.
Yes.
Midterm elections, people kind of sleep on them, and they don't
Mhm.
realize that this affects your everyday life. And who
Yeah.
we pick as a governor matters, who you pick as your judges matter, because we're the people that you're going to interact with on a daily basis, not the
E-
president.
Exactly. Can you go into more details on why is it so important to vote during the midterm election? Like, give an example of some of the laws that may affect everyday lives.
Well, even more than laws,
Mhm.
I think it's
Mhm.
important for us to outline how minimal people participate in this. So we
Mhm.
have 5 million citizens in city of Houston.
Mhm.
This election, till now, with the early voting forecast that we have, it's like 740,000 people have voted.
Mhm.
We're all praying that we break 1 million votes. So 1 million people are about to make the decision for 5 million people by their vote. That's why it
Mhm.
matters for us to move that needle and push that needle. And
Yeah.
how it matters is, again, your governor is the one who tells you how the state is going to be run and what funds we get, whether we get them or not, how the border is controlled. And then
Mhm.
again, you bring it even lower to our court, not lower, but like bring it down to our
Yeah.
local level. And we've got these judges on the race, in this race. These judges that we have, there should be about 69 of us on the ballot,
Mhm.
and each one of us is either on a criminal court, a family court, or a civil court. Every one of these courts has its function and in its importance. And just think about it. And sorry, also probate court. So
Mhm.
when you're going through family stuff, you're going to need family court. When you die, you're going to need probate court. When you have any
Gotcha.
issues with a criminal, you have to criminal court. When you have any issues civil, you'll be in civil court. We will touch your life in some point or time in Harris County.
Mhm.
And so we matter enough for you to cast that vote and bring us over that 1 million mark, because
Yeah.
there should be no excuse for 10% growth in Houston for us not to have an overwhelming amount of votes, um,
Absolutely.
for this election.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a court for everyone. And
Yeah,
and as big as Houston is, there's no excuse for us not to vote.
exactly.
People, they work really hard to give us these rights to vote. As a woman, we had to fight hard to get our rights
Yes.
to fight.
Yes,
So
because they
there's
are
no
given and they're
excuse.
taken away just as easily. And so you have to have the right people in the right places to have your voice and talk about the things that matter to you the most.
The big question, why should we vote for Monica Singh?
Well, we can start with my experience. As I mentioned before, I've been an attorney for 20 years, and I've been in and out of this very courtroom handling these exact matters that come in this courtroom so the judge would hear. That's number one, experience foremost and in the forefront, and especially against my opponent, I have the accolades for it and the clubs that are in it. Like, I'm a part of these prestigious American Board of Trial Advocates and all these other organizations that are show that I'm a qualified candidate in that aspect. That aside, what I'm really passionate about too is our community. And I've been a part of this community in a big way. I'm on the board of the ACLU, I'm on the Texas Lyceum, I'm on the board of the Sikh Coalition. I'm also on the board of the American Board of Trial Advocates. And the reason that matters is I'm within the community and a part of the community. So I do a lot of work with interfaith ministries as well. And when you have somebody like me who's engrossed in that work, I understand what resources may be out there that we could even possibly bring into the courtroom and say, hey, maybe I can match up these services with what you're needing or what you're asking for. I understand the community. I look like the community. And so that part and that portion of it is also very important, because the best way for people to be represented is to have a representative like them. And so because I'm so entrenched in this community, I promise to be able to remember the community, when I'm sitting on that bench, and have that perspective. When somebody walks in the door, they'll know that I understand what they're going through. I'm a first generation immigrant. I speak 5 languages, so I understand people in a big way. And so I'm hoping to bring all that to this bench. Okay.
But thank you so much for breaking it down on why we should vote for you. My next question is, how can people vote? Who wants to vote? How can they vote? How can they find a voting location?
Quickest way to do it is harrisvotes.com. And the best part about it is once you put in your zip code and where you want to go vote, it'll tell you vote it'll tell you vote times. So you'll say, okay, I want to go to this election site, and it says, oh, the waiting time is 15 minutes or it's 5 minutes or whatever else it is. So that's the first thing. That's the first place you go to is harrisvotes.com, and there's 99 polling election places. So you can go anywhere in Houston. You are not married to the one that you used to be married to before. That's very
good.
important for everyone to remember, because you could be at work, you could do it on your lunch break, you could do it at any time, anywhere, because there's plenty of voting locations. We just need to get people out to vote.
Absolutely. What is the earliest they can vote?
7 in the morning till 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Now, how can we find you on social media?
So social media on Instagram, I'm MK Monica _Singh. And on my website, it's www.singforjudge.com.
Okay, there you go. Thank you so much for being my special guest. And
Yes.
I'm rooting for you. I'm going to be looking at
Thank
the
you.
TV screen all day, all night tomorrow.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me on again and all your support. It's very, very comforting to know that there are people in the community that care and get the word out. And that's what matters, right? We all make a difference.
That's so true. Do you have any final thoughts before you leave tonight?
Listen, this election isn't just about me. It's about the 80 people that are on the ballot. Those 80 people will be there to represent who you are and what you need in your life. And that's what we should take away, that whenever you're punching each one of those buttons and each one of those people that you select, that you're asking those people to be your representative. It is that important. We can't let our rights go to the side. We have to speak up and speak out, and this is how you do it.
There you go, guys. Have it. Thank you so much again, Ms. Monica, and I wish you all the
Thank you so much.
Right.
Well, bless too.
Oh yeah, bless. Exactly. All right. Take care.
All right. Thanks so much.
Okay, no
All right.
problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.